Hey everybody, this is Reverend Kid Holmes. It is Wednesday, September 24th, 2025, and it is time for One Mind Wednesday. I just want to share a quick story with you today about a real life story, my own real life story this last week about where kindness really matters and makes a difference. Short story. I took my vehicle in for some important repairs. It's an older vehicle. It has a lot of miles on it. And got that part fixed. And the next day I had a different appointment with a different service place to get my brakes done. And when the brakes guy got all done with it, they said, hey, you know, you have a really significant oil leak. And my first thought was, because the first service department was working on a thing with the oil system, I thought, they must have just, maybe the filter was loose or something like that. So I called them and they didn't answer the phone. I called the service department, got to the message, and this was an hour before the shop is scheduled to close, and I didn't hear back from them. So I was a little ticked off and, of course, worried. But I thought, okay, I'm going to take a breath and go, okay, it's something simple. I'm sure it's something simple. I'll talk to them in the morning. In the interim, I received a text from the first service department that had done the major work, wanting my feedback and the customer survey and the whole thing that you usually get nowadays when you get something done. And my first thought was, I'm really ticked off. I'm really ticked off, not that there was another problem that I'm sure was probably simple, but it was that it was not, they wouldn't answer the phone. I even called the dealership, like the salespeople, and they didn't answer the phone. So I was like, okay, so my review was, here's this thing, another problem showed up, wanted to get it taken care of. Nobody communicated, you know, can I bring it in? Can I drop it off? What can I do? But I was kind. I didn't tear anybody's head off. I didn't say you're the worst dealership or service department in the world. I didn't do any of that. I kept backing up and taking a breath and saying, how would I want to be treated in this situation? Well, lo and behold, when the first service departments opened that morning, and I got a call immediately from the service manager, and he said, I just saw your review. How can I make this right? And he said, can you bring it in at such and such a time? I said, I have another appointment. He said, we will make it right. We'll fit you in. Took it in. They did make it right. There was something that a new member of their mechanics team had overlooked and made an assumption that because my truck was so, in their terms, they didn't say it, very old, they just assumed that I knew that there was this major oil leak. And the rest of the shop made it right. There was another problem. It was not something that they had caused, but they fixed it anyway. And they only charged me for parts, which came out to be $13. So this is real life difference, where stepping back, taking a breath, taking into consideration that most people are in business to do good business and to treat people fairly and kindly. Otherwise, they go out of business, right? It applies across the board. So thanks for letting me share that with you today. It made a huge difference. It restored my faith in humanity. It restored my faith in that dealership. And I made a very, very, very big point of letting them know that I would absolutely bring my vehicle back to them for service, no matter what it was from here on out, because they took care of it, they communicated, they made it right. That's all I'm going to share with you today. Thanks, as I said, for listening. This is Kid Holmes for One Mind Wednesday, Reverend Kid Holmes. I'm here every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and all these archive videos are on my YouTube channel. Thank you for subscribing there. Thank you for subscribing to my Substack. Thanks for subscribing to the website and my e-newsletter. I appreciate you all. Just remember, we are all a part of the one mind, which means we are all in this together, and kindness absolutely matters. Love is the only answer, and I love you all dearly. I will see you again next Wednesday. Take care.